I know you guys think I'm crazy for how much stuff and how many clothes I've gotten rid of and the fact that I still have more. But I like to think of myself as a recovering or even a retired shopaholic. You're probably wondering why I have so many pants. Well, I have pretty long legs, so I do have to order all of my pants and leggings and jeans in a tall size or an extra long. So in the past, when I've found clothes that work for my body type, I have made sure to buy plenty of them so I never run out. And now that I'm decluttering, I realize it was probably not necessary to have this many, but what can I say? You live and you learn. Okay, it's time to get rid of our original boxes. Maybe it was the ghost of MacBooks past, but something told me that it was time to let these go. Clutter and junk is not the only thing I'm hoarding here. Apparently, I like to hoard original packaging too. I can promise you I haven't needed any of these boxes in the last few years, and some of these electronics I don't even have anymore. I recently traded in my old MacBook, and they didn't even need the old packaging. They sent me another box to send back the computer in. So I felt like a dummy for saving the box and wasting all of that space this entire time. I might still save a box depending on what it's for, but most of the stuff can go to recycling because I clearly don't need them. Oh, and don't forget to check inside the boxes because you might find you need some of that stuff. Don't worry, Molly, you're not going in the box. But that's it for today. I will see you in the next video. I found another diaper box, so I'm going to fill it up with stuff that doesn't make sense for us to keep. We got these mugs as a white elephant gift literally right after I decluttered the other ones that we already had. This is a dusty old Blu-ray player, and I'm sure it's not the only one floating around this house. And who needs a Blu-ray player when your husband has a perfectly good Xbox upstairs? I recently came across a lot of stuff from our wedding that we just don't need, so maybe someone else can use this stuff. And more little trinkets. A perfectly good aux cord, but we have iPhones and Bluetooth for everything. Old tanning goggles, and my old MacBook that just doesn't work very well anymore. And that's all for today's box, but make sure to stick around because there's always more clutter. Now that we're heading into colder weather, it's time to focus on the clothes that I never wore last year and probably won't wear this year. A couple of these jackets just don't fit very well anymore, and the others just aren't my style. If you're on your own mission of decluttering, try to remember, don't shame yourself for getting rid of things that you used to love. It's only natural for our style to evolve and for our needs to change. Sometimes your old stuff can weigh you down and make you feel guilty about not using it anymore. So do yourself a favor and set them free instead of making them sit in your closet collecting dust. And that's all for today's diaper box, but make sure to stick around for more clutter. We just opened a new diaper box, so it's time to fill it up with stuff I don't need. I have a pretty strict rule of one box in, one box out, and for every empty box, I fill it with clutter to get rid of. For this empty diaper box, I'm focusing on my closet and filling it with clothes I haven't worn or just don't fit me anymore. Some of these clothes are hand-me-downs, some of them are things I should never have bought, and some are clothes that I absolutely loved and wore all the time. But now they collect dust in my closet because they either don't fit my body or they just aren't my style anymore. I've been on this decluttering journey for a while now, and I can confidently say with every box I fill, I feel so much better. But that's all for this box. Make sure to stick around while I declutter my home and my life. Today I'm filling an empty box with clutter, and I am focusing on old clothes that have memories attached to them. And when I say memories, I don't mean all good. Sure, I had a lot of fun wearing some of these shirts, and they do have some good memories attached to them. But when I look at the others, all it does is take me back to high school, and that's not a time I really want to relive. Lately, I've been pulling out boxes from our storage areas and looking through all of this stuff again. Last time I saw these, I was definitely in a different headspace, and I think I held on to them because I was afraid to let go of who I used to be. I think part of me wishes that high school was better than it was, but now that I'm looking back, it really sucked, and I have no interest in hanging on to that part of my life. So from now on, if I see anything that gives me a bad memory, I am giving myself permission to let go of that clutter, and I hope you all can do the same. It's time to fill another empty box, so let's talk about old t-shirts from high school. I've held on to most of these t-shirts for the last decade or so, thinking that they were important to me. Let's just say I have a completely different mindset of what I keep in storage, and these shirts are no longer welcome. So let me be real with you guys for a minute. I think part of me held on to these shirts because I thought, oh, these were the good times. But if I'm being brutally honest with myself, the good times actually had nothing to do with high school. They happened when I was away from that place. If I knew then what I know now, I would have gotten rid of this crap a long time ago, because bad memories are not welcome in my house anymore. Filling another box today, and we're still on the topic of high school. Going through these old boxes has me asking myself, what was I thinking? I mean, sure, a couple of these leg warmers were kind of cute, but I just overdid it a little bit. I'm just glad to get this old stuff out of my house. It's good to reevaluate your storage every once in a while because you might find that you just don't care as much about these things as you used to. And ask yourself, if you moved into a smaller home, would you pay to store these things somewhere else? It's that time of the year when overconsumption really starts to kick in. We start Christmas shopping, decorating for the holidays, and influencers are all over our social media pages showing us what we think we need. So here I am showing you what I'm doing this holiday season, and that's decluttering my house and giving things away. I have absolutely been guilty and fallen victim to overconsumption. Shopping and spending money when you don't need to is such a bad habit, and dare I say, it is also an addiction. So here's a message to all of the content creators and influencers out there this holiday season. Let's set a positive example of giving away the things that we don't need to people who are less fortunate and could really use them. Giving to our loved ones is okay, but let's also think about those who truly need it.